And welcome to another episode of Archie's Briefings. I'm your host, Arshel Branch, and today, you guys, we are going to talk about how the Department of Education is nearly on its way out. Of course, we know there are a couple of things that have to take place before it's all the way gone, all the way abolished, but I'm still very excited because there are some things that are actually happening. President Trump is keeping his promises. I'm loving this new Secretary of Education. I think she's great. But before we go ahead and take the deep dive into this episode, you guys, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that way you never miss an episode. You guys can support the channel by cash apping me at hashtag #RShellBranch. And without further ado, guys, let's go ahead. Let's talk about this. Very, very excited. I'm talking really fast. I'll try to slow it down. That's how excited I am about to talk about this. But it's on the way out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's talk about the near departure of the Department of Education. Let's go ahead and let's talk about that, shall we?
There is something that has been on my heart that I did want to discuss. Discipline is a huge part of being productive, being lucrative. I am not for anything that goes against true productivity, true sovereignty of the individual. The choices that we make are what's going to be up for judgment.
All right, you guys. So, as I said in the open, we are going to talk about the near departure of the Department of Education with massive layoffs. I'm loving that President Trump is just, going in there and just straight fruit ninja, slicing, dicing, getting rid of all of this bureaucracy, the nonsense. There's just too much about the Department of Education, really too much about the government, period, that a lot of it should really go away. So as we know, if you are someone who is privy to the history of the Department of Education, this was something that came about during the 1970s, during the Carter days, I believe. You guys get in the comments and let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that this started during the Jimmy Carter days. There's a lot wrong with that administration. I won't speak ill will of the dead, but policy-wise, this is one of the problems that came out of the 70s, out of the Jimmy Carter presidency. As the Department of Education got bigger and bigger and bigger, money was made available, raises were made available to the administrators, the test scores were dropping. As every decade since this thing came about, more scores just started dropping dramatically. Students can't read, can't write, and we're supposed to think, what about this? I mean, students can't read or write, yo.
What?
People can't read, they can't write, and this is just, you guys, I don't pretend to have the best grammar. I don't speak proper English all the time. I have my missteps once in a while. This isn't a normal thing. Okay, I do make my own mistakes as well when it comes to my speech, when it comes to grammar. At the same time, my verbal buffers. That's the the ums, the likes, the things that Judge Judy doesn't like, right? Is not an answer. Something other than like. Replace that word, right? I mean, this is just what it is. We have our verbal buffers. We have our moments. But if a girl graduates school and can't read or write, if a dude graduates high school and can't read or write at the level of their age, we got a problem in our society. Now, obviously, from the congressional address, I don't know if you guys watched. I think if you guys are watching this channel, you probably watched it the same way that I did when we found out that the federal government was giving money to China over their education. And Trump made it very clear. I don't think that they need our money to help with their education system. I think they're doing very well over there. We need it's not so much we should be throwing money at the situation because LeBron James opened up his school. He had money going into that and students still couldn't read. I mean, there's something about education that has to be more than just about the money. Now, you guys, when I was in school, I learned how to read. I learned how to write. You were reading chapter books. You guys, the biggest issue that I had was that I didn't finish reading the Harry Potter series because once it gets past 400 pages, I'm done unless I'm really loving the author. Okay. So Jackie Collins, I read her books because I don't care if they're over 400 pages, just absolutely love her writing, right? So as you grow up, you get into other books, you learn how to read. My favorite math is quadratic equations. And yeah, your girl can still solve for X. Okay. I don't understand why students are not getting the proper education that they should be getting when you got all this money of taxpayer money going into the Department of Education. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. But everybody want to be cool. Everybody want to have the nice clothes. Everybody want to have the newest smartphone, right? They just want to be cool. They don't want to actually be smart.
I'm a tough guy. Tough guys don't do math. Tough guys deep fried chicken for a living.
And so at some point, we just actually have to start listening to the stories coming from the actual students who are saying that this is a problem, right? Because when the conservatives say it, the Democrats don't want to listen. When the conservatives are saying that this is a problem, they don't want to listen. Okay, well, you guys, I'm going to pull up a clip for you. This is a young woman. She was from Puerto Rico. She came to the States, and she did go through the education system. And the girl says that she can't read or write. Now, I took this as a hyperbolic statement. I'm pretty sure the girl can read. I'm pretty sure she can read a Facebook tweet, a Facebook post, a tweet, right? I'm pretty sure the girl knows how to do a couple of things. But as far as writing a full out essay by herself, being able to get through a chapter book by herself, that I think she struggles with. Comprehensive reading, right? Writing essays, those I think are her difficulties. I think going beyond the tweet, she may struggle with. I think she understands how to read a tweet, post a tweet, but reading a chapter book, writing an essay, those might be the actual things that she struggles with. So I'm going to go ahead, you guys. I'm going to show you the clip of this young girl who graduated high school, is now going to college as a freshman, and is now suing the school district where she went to high school, okay, in Connecticut, I might add, because she doesn't know how to read or write. So let's go ahead and let's run that clip for you guys, shall we? Okay, guys, so this is just a short clip. I'm not going to run the whole thing. This young girl's name is Alicia Ortiz, I believe, Alicia Ortiz. And again, she went through the public school system in Connecticut, and she's suing the school district because she's claiming she doesn't know how to read or write. So I'm going to let this rock. Let's go ahead and let's play it, shall we?
Today, could you read this, or would it take you a long time?
It's impossible. I just see his words everywhere.
Alicia graduated from the Hartford Public School System last year, but she says today she is illiterate. She still doesn't know how to read or write. When she was in early education,
They will just either tell me to stay in a corner and sleep, or just draw pictures, flowers for them.
and when she was in high school, she relied on speech-to-text programs and other apps to read and write essays.
Yo.
So, if you had an assignment where you had to...
I'm going to pause. Okay. So she would rely on text to speech apps to write her essays. Okay. Punctuation included. Okay. I just feel like that's cheating. Because if I had done that when I was growing up, when I was going to school, like this would have been cheating. You can't just talk into the computer and then let the computer add your commas and punctuation for you. That's cheating. Right now, it did come out that this young girl is suffering from dyslexia. I believe that it does say this in this video here, that she does suffer from an attention deficit kind of a problem here, like a mental issue, a learning disability. So she does have those issues. What I don't understand is, because here's the thing, this is why this is not an excuse, her having a learning disability, okay? She's 19 years old. She just graduated. This is a new story, okay? We've had that when I was growing up. There were kids in my class who were special education, who had learning disabilities. This not an excuse, okay? It's not an excuse why this young girl don't know how to read, don't know how to write beyond the dang tweet. Like this is a problem. But then the Democrats get mad when we say that we want to get rid of the Department of Education, okay? I don't want to hear it's because she's got a learning disability, okay? No special ed student when I was going to school had the opportunity to go text to speech websites. That would be cheating. That's cheating. And she was allowed to cheat her way through school because the teachers were what? Not able to teach her anything. They weren't able to communicate. She had a hard time. Special education, that there was none of that available to her. This girl managed to graduate high school, and now she's suing the school district. She's suing them. The girl is using text to speech to write her essays, or excuse me, speech to text to write her essays. That's cheating. I don't care what anybody says. You don't get to do that. If you don't know how to spell the letter, if you don't know how to spell the word, if you don't know where the comma goes, okay, if you don't know where your punctuation goes, you get points off on your essay because you had the wrong, like semicolon versus the colon. You get points off for that, okay? If it's a fragment sentence, a run-on sentence, you get points taken off for that. Who's doing that for her? I mean, the girl can't read or write. I mean, you can hear it even as she speaks. She's been here since she was a child. She's been in the United States since she was a child. She's 19. You should be able, so that I don't understand the words that are coming out of her mouth. This is, she speaks incredibly slowly as if she's trying to make sure she doesn't say the wrong word, and not like she's being coached in a way. It's not that. This is I feel like she's struggling to find the right word. And there's no reason why she should be having that problem when you've been in the public school system since you were a child. There's just, and then the Democrats want to get upset that we want to get rid of the thing that most likely is responsible for why she can't read or write. Using speech to text apps and websites. Can't speak without slowing down how you speak to people because you're searching for the right word. Yo. I don't care that she has a learning disability. There is no reason why that she should be speaking as slow as she is when she's going to Hartford, when she's going to a university in Connecticut. There is no reason why this girl was able to graduate high school and she was relying on speech to text essay applications. That's cheating. Now she's suing the school district. You see, you're costing taxpayers money because you're not properly educating the students. Now, oh, she can't read or write. You guys, I took that statement hyperbolically. Okay. I think it was hyperbolic. I think she's saying she can't comprehend what she's reading. Okay. I think the girl can possibly make a tweet. I think that's about it, though.
And niggas can't spell, but we know I ain't the grammar.
And so there's just one more clip I'm going to show you guys. It's really, I don't even need to show the all the freakouts that come from the Democrats, but I am going to show you guys the Secretary of Education. I think she's fantastic. I think just by looking at her face, okay, I feel like I can trust this woman. She feels like the grandmother you came home to, who read to you, who wasn't afraid to discipline you, and who was not afraid to make sure that the house ran smoothly. I mean, this is what I get when I look at her. Love the Secretary of Education. I think she's great. She's following the order. She's following the mandate that the people voted for when they voted for President Donald J. Trump. So I'm going to show you guys the interview she had with Laura Ingraham of Fox News. I thought it was fantastic. And she pretty much just lays out the entire point, right? I mean, scores are terrible. Students can't read. The administration's getting a lot of money, though. Excuse me. The administrators are getting a lot of money, though. Department of Education, their budget grows every single year since it's been here. Every single year. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to run that clip because Ingram actually breaks it down really nice, and so does she. So let's go ahead. Without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and let's run that clip, shall we?
Of Education Secretary Linda McMahon. Madam Secretary, great to have you in studio today.
She's great.
All right. First, welcome to the show because you haven't been on in studio with me before. Now, is this the first step on the road to a total shutdown?
Yes, actually it is, because that was the president's mandate, his directive to me, clearly is to shut down the Department of Education, which we know we'll have to work with Congress, to get that accomplished.
Weingarten, you're shocked. I know you two are catching dinner in about 20 minutes, but she actually commented about what's going on here. Watch.
Think about a country whose president basically says, I'm getting rid of education. What does that say about the future? So many people are so mad about it because they're just taking opportunity away from kids that don't have it. So billionaires, kids of billionaires, they have it.
Let's stay on the facts.
Kids and billionaires. It's like, kids with billionaires, parents, kids and billionaire parents, and they're just going to take it. Like, these are, like, we can't afford it. Like, they're just trying to get rid of all it. Like, yo, woman, relax. Like, yo, relax. Just speak. Like, stop. Bring your voice down. Bring it down a bit, okay? No, he's not trying to get rid of education. Of course, that's what the left does, right? That's just what they do. They just get incredibly excited. I think she genuinely believes the nonsense that she's spewing, or at the very least, she's just being very dramatic about it, and, people are going to believe that. So I just think it's hilarious. Let's just go ahead and let's run some more, shall we?
Sorry.
No,
I'm
do
really
not
angry
apologize.
about this.
No, because this
I'm
is what
really
people need
angry.
Your reaction.
Well, clearly, we're not taking away education. The president never said that. He's taken the bureaucracy out of education so that more money flows to the states. Better education is closest to the kids, with parents, with local superintendents, with local school boards. I think we'll see our scores go up with our students when we can educate them with parental input as well.
Well, she's very angry. And over the weekend, I posted on X that it would be nice if Randy were ever angry about the abysmal 8th grade and 4th grade reading and math proficiency.
Because
you see those numbers, like 18%, 22% of proficiency or above? In 4th and 8th grade, we rank near the bottom globally on these standards. Well, it's shocking, given how much, and we're putting up a graphic, given how much we spend. I can't even, it's terrible.
Well, I'll tell you, it's unbelievable. And when you think about high school seniors that are graduating, only 30% of them are reading proficiently. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't read words, but they can't read cognitively.
Exactly.
And that's what we're missing. You read to learn.
Cognitive skills. What did I just say about that last girl, Alicia Ortiz? I think she can make a tweet. I think she could post and read a tweet. I do not think that the girl could write her own essays. I do not believe that young girl could actually read a chapter book. Okay. I don't think she can get through it. And she even said it herself. And she's suing the school district because she's having a hard time comprehending what she's reading. She has a hard time with cognitive skills, piecing together sentences. I mean, that's why they speak slowly. That's why she's speaking slowly. But then look at those numbers, you guys. 2.7 in reading proficiency here. 4.1 in math skills. I was solving quadratic equations. I was tutoring kids in math when I was in school. I was tutoring. I was very well spoken. Okay. I credit a lot of this to the fact that I have a mother who takes pride in speech. Okay. She made sure that we did not come home with failing grades in English. I don't care if you like the school, don't like the school, you are not allowed to fail that class. And you guys saw the Weingarten lady, right? She's the head of the teachers unions. Okay, but woman, you making sure that everybody else is making money but the teachers. You making sure about all that. You making sure that the students are not actually passing the exams. You're making sure that they're not graduating at the proficiency levels that they should be. They can't read, they can't do math, they can't do none of those things. And you are pissed that conservatives, and I'm just the conservatives, right? I think this is just common sense on both sides of the aisle, Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative. We like the idea of having smart children, okay? So that when they grow up, they can actually get into things that they're actually interested in and can hold down the job. I don't understand how you have people and just everyday citizens. We're not talking about the politicians here. I know why they're losing their minds. But when you have everyday citizens saying that they are concerned that the Department of Education getting abolished, which of course has to go through Congress, but that's their biggest concern here, that that's a problem for them when students can't read or do math, that's not an issue for you. That should be the biggest problem here.
The crazy shenanigans cause me all kinds of distress.
You want kids focused on critical race theory. So they either hate themselves because they're white, or they realize that they are underprivileged because they're black. I mean, this is ridiculous. They can't read, they can't write, but they know that if they're black, they're less than. They can't read, they can't write, but they know that if they're women, that if they're females, that they are less than. They know they can't read or write, but because they're white, they're privileged and they should hate themselves. That's what they're being taught. I mean, come on. Ridiculous. Absolute nonsense. And yeah, so 50% of the Department of Education is gone. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Really, it's about time because this is ridiculous. And they're going to keep on trying to stop it. They're going to try and keep President Trump from doing this. Obviously, I don't know if you guys know about this. I just saw the story today, actually, that there's a couple of lawsuits from all over the country trying to stop these massive layoffs. I believe it's a federal judge that's trying to get themselves involved, trying to stop these massive layoffs. I mean, I feel like the attorney on the America First agenda really should just make it clear. Look at the test scores and tell me why you think this thing should stay. Tell me why you think this creature from Washington, D.C. that is known as the Department of Education should stick around. And kids can't read, they can't do math, they can't write essays without using cheat apps, okay? Because speech to text people, that's cheating. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about your learning deficits. I don't care. I was like, no, you should have more compassion for those who suffer from disabilities. It's 2025. Your disabilities are irrelevant now, yo. I saw Amy Coney Barron's confirmation hearing. She had a student who was nearly blind, okay, who is now an attorney. This is 2025 in America. There's no reason why that young girl, Alicia, could not read and can't write. There's no reason why she can't read and can't write. There's no reason why her speech is so slow when she's been here since she was a child, now 19, and can't speak full sentences without taking major pauses and major gaps in her speech. This is ridiculous. This is outrageous. And Weingarten and these Democrats in office, the politicians, they just want to get in. They want to make so that we can't do what is necessary to make sure that students can actually read and write and enjoy reading. TikTok brains, Twitter attention spans, they can't get more than 100 characters into it. Some of y'all are going to watch only 5 minutes of this video. I mean, like, yo, people, they're trying to stop the progress of America First. Real progress here. And this is what we're saying. The Democrats, yo, the Uniparty, the Democrats, they're obviously problematic. They're going to try and stop the America First agenda from actually making sure that students get what they need so that way they could be at their best. Trying to stop America First and President Trump from actually creating that merit-based society.
Now that I will not allow.
It's about time that we actually started to see some common sense and some smarticles, if you will, just made up word, but it's actually started to see some real intelligence back in the American people. You know, as adults, it's our job to make sure that the kids have what they need. That's our job, right? I like to read. I like spending time in reading and doing work with my nieces and nephews. When she needs help with her essay, I'm more than willing to help. When my goddaughter, who is 8 years old, has to, like, she's got to do a project about Frederick Douglass. Yo, I was so excited. Oh, Freddie D, you're talking about Frederick Douglass. She's 8 years old. I love this. I love this. My niece, she's 16 years old. She was doing her homework and they were doing her civics class. And we were talking about Thomas Jefferson and Frederick Douglass, and Susan B. Anthony got to her English class and they were talking about Henry David Thoreau. They were talking about Sylvia Plath. That chick was crazy. She killed herself. Spoiler alert if you guys didn't see or read any of her stuff. But I mean, I was just loving everything about it. Reading Walt Whitman, Langston Hughes. I mean, I was loving everything about her classwork, everything about her schoolwork. I was just so involved, so engaged. I'm like, yo, I feel like I could do this all over again just because I enjoyed learning about these people. I enjoyed school. I enjoyed it. And I love that I get to spend time with my nieces and nephews and help them with their homework and just be really engaged. It's our job to do that as the village that participates in helping the kids, right? Like that's what we do. We should enjoy doing that, loving it. Okay, let's not be stupid. Okay, I can guarantee you that when it comes to people like Weingarten, she doesn't care about the kids. So if you're a Democrat who comes across my channel, you're kind of trying to tell me why Trump don't like the kids, why Trump don't like good teachers. That's not what this is about. I've had great teachers. I actually learned what fascism was, what communism was. I learned about Henry David Thoreau. I learned about Walt Whitman and Langston Hughes. Okay, we learned how to write proper essays. I enjoyed learning. Okay, I enjoyed it. And I think it's about time that we made this education system rigorous, challenging, and exciting and fun for the kids, because really it should be fun. I had fun and there's no reason why these kids shouldn't be. You guys get in the comment sections and let me know what you think about this. I love that 50% of the education system, of the Department of Education has been kaput. Like, yeah, get rid of them. If you can get rid of all of it, that'd be great. One line: abolish the Department of Education. Get rid of it. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it works. I think you guys know it doesn't work. Their pockets get bigger and the students' test scores are going down dramatically. They can't read, they can't write beyond the tweet. And that is a serious problem. TikTok brains and Twitter attention spans is destroying the enjoyment of reading. It is destroying the ability of cognitive skills and cognitive abilities, being able to form full sentences. We don't know what a fragment is anymore. It's ridiculous. You guys get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You guys can support the show by Cash Apping me at #RShellBranch. The link to that is at the top of my YouTube channel. Just scroll up there, hit the link, and you guys can go ahead and support the show. Thank you all again for watching. God bless America. God bless education. God bless you guys as well. So thank you all for watching. God bless and Kepla.